Too much to say, too much to talk, too much to lose till we get too much God. Injustice, yet we have too much loss. Too much hatred make my people, them can't show love. Too much killings, too much gunshot, too much graveyard, it means too much life lost. Too much life wasted by this damn virus. I've seen too much, heard too much, blind to the system, but I face too much. Skin looks worried, but my head too young. 24 hours, but every day feels long. I've seen too much, heard too much, blind to the system, but I face too much. Skin looks worried, but my head's too young. In this world, let's make it a better.
And on a beautiful Saturday quite like this, we bring you goodies. Yes, indeed, it's the road to VGMA 24 with me, Crystal Kwame Aye, and I'm taking you through a great journey today. It's fun-packed. It's bringing you all you need to see around the VGMAs. Big thanks to Vodafone Ghana for being a main sponsor on the road to VGMA and the VGMAs, actually, as we are gearing up towards the 24th edition of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. A lot of conversation happening in a bit. Stay on. We'll be back after the break. Welcome, this is Road to VGMA 24. We are getting even closer to the 24th edition of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, and we've decided to bring you salient conversation around music, around branding, as today's topic happens to be around branding and how the VGMAs are helping, you know, to brand our musicians to go global as well. And of course, I am privileged to have a beautiful panel here with me today as well. We have Akosia Hansen. She's here with us. You saw her last week, and we also have Ria in the building. Hello, ladies. It's so good to see you.
Peace sign always.
Peace sign always, please. Let me introduce you properly. Akosia Hansen is a cultural curator and artistic activist, and Ria Anakwa happens to be a radio presenter, entertainment pundit, and actually is an all-round artist as well, in case you didn't know. And I'm sure you'll be showing us as we go along.
As we go. Don't worry.
As we go
I
along.
got you.
That's it. And so it happens that all three of us are communication specialists in our own right. We've gone through it all. And I think that it's a perfect, conversation for us to have with regards to branding. And the main topic today is growing the brand of a musician to the international, standard, to the international level, growing the brand. Of course, it may not necessarily be just to the musician, but since it's about music, today on the VGMAs, I think we can be a bit more specific. So let's get into that bit. What do you think? Some of our big artists, if I may say, who have crossed borders with their brand, what do you think they're doing that has actually gotten them, a certain, name, quality that we know them for today? Ria?
Hard work and consistency.
That's it?
Yes, honestly, because you have to, you can't get complacent when you get the name, and as in Ghana here, immediately you get the name, everybody is hailing you.
Yeah.
You are the new guy with the cult following. Everybody is praising you.
Yeah.
But it takes a consistent artist to be able to achieve a certain feat.
Yeah.
You don't stop, you don't relax. One person that I always marvel at is Daddy Lumba.
Oh.
That man is so consistent, and you see, although he's racing against age, okay, you'd never see him shy away from dropping new songs and he's just consistent. I remember watching him. I think I've said this story on I've told this story on several platforms. I was on at Afrochella, the first ever edition of Afrochella. I was there, and then Daddy Lumba was billed to perform. I was like, Daddy Lumba, youthful show like this, I'm not so sure. Until that man stepped on stage. Listen, everybody was singing to the song.
Music, you should be thinking about it.
I know, right? I know, right? Yes, but
watch out.
Then I realized, no, this man has packaged himself and branded himself as a timeless artist. Timeless. There's no way. I feel like a child could be born today and within the next 5 years know a Daddy Lumba song. And I wouldn't blame that child because he has positioned himself in that manner to be able to remain that relevant to people till date.
That's the Ghanaian legend.
Yes.
So you can't say you're a Ghanaian without knowing the legend of Daddy Lumba.
I'll limit him to Ghana. I think international, because I think it got to a point he was making so much waves in Europe, especially in Germany.
Yeah.
Yes.
He dominates there as well.
I will not limit our legend to just Ghana because
I get you though. I know even in the USA he has built a great name there as well.
He's performed at Madison Square Garden before. Yes.
He has that. I wouldn't put it past him. Akosia, your thoughts as well with regards to growing the brand?
I mean, I definitely agree with what she said. What I'll add to it is knowing self, knowing your specific, unique flavor as an artist. And people feel like maybe, that's a difficult thing. I had to come and develop something that's unique. Let me look for something that's different from everybody. And my response to that would be that everybody is just from birth, very unique. So it's the work your society does to make you hone your uniqueness as a child, and as the work for you as an adult to be able to understand your uniqueness and be able to communicate. So like, as he said, the branding is the communication of the uniqueness. That's what the uniqueness, we all are from the bat, is there. Is the first thing is for you to be able to realize it, to see it, to grow it, and that's not work just from you. That's from your parents, your teachers, all of that. And then the final bit is, as an adult, as an artist, is being able to communicate that uniqueness. Because you would actually find that specific zing you put in your thing, there's some people all the way in China that are, listening. I was shocked that K-pop was popular, for instance. Korean pop was popular in Ghana. But they have people here who are...
they do.
It's a whole environment.
Like, it's
a whole
different world.
Exactly. So your flavor is in the world.
With the dress, the punk look and all that.
I like it.
I think before, I think the Gen Z era, you would hardly see someone dressed punkish, for the lack of a better word.
We had them all.
We had them.
They are a whole community on their own.
Yes, but they weren't so popular. But now you see people go full regalia, full goth, full punk, full K-pop. It's different now.
And that difference exists. So it's just being able to communicate that, and obviously it ends with consistency. Consistently building that.
I like where we've taken this to, and I think I would like to compare going international as the Daddy Lumba time, going international, and then now in the K-pop time going international. Daddy Lumba's time, we didn't have the internet. Daddy Lumba's time, I mean, it came much, much, much later, and he was able to build this, before the whole internet thing came up. Dry records, he had the vinyls, we had the cassettes, we had the CDs. The CDs before, no, that was DVD before VCD.
No, it was VCD
and DVD. So we had all of that, and he still went international. And now we have people who are still struggling to go international, who are, dominating locally. Let's, find the balance between what do you think accounts or accounted for someone like Daddy Lumba in his time, crossing over, as opposed to now some people still struggling to go just to Togo.
I think Daddy Lumba also, his time was around the producer era, where people could prepay you for your music. Okay, so they would prepay you, let's say, back then 100 million CDs. And say, I'm going to record the song. I'm going to print like 50,000 copies or
Okay.
20,000 copies of your song and promote it and sell it myself.
So was the producer was doing that back then?
Yes, it was the producer that was doing it back then. And that was how they made money, and how they invested their money showed how they became international, because I know they started, them getting international was on the back of them working with international producers too. So they go to international studios and then they start to market their studios. They sometimes, I think they moved there to stay there or something like that.
Stay there for a while.
Yes, or the Ghanaian community would want them to go perform for them.
That's true.
In the West.
Yeah.
So then
They were able to get...
Yes, they were able to get the international exposure too. Because of course, if a Ghanaian community is inviting you to perform, I don't think it's only Ghanaians that are going to be there, apart from like the core African countries, which is like Ghana, Nigeria, Togo.
Music-wise or...
Music-wise or like the most popular. Let me put it like that. Most popular...
you see what I'm going with this?
If you're out there, you are still African. I'm just saying probably the most popular African countries or the most communed African countries, because most of the times Ghanaians are always seen with Nigerians anyway. So Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Togo, Ivory Coast, you know, that's the Anglophone and Francophone people in the West, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. They are not the only ones who come and watch. Maybe they bring their Caucasian friends along and then they exposed to the sound and then they carry it on.
Right. I want to get Akosia's bit on the modern times though. You know, growing their brand on the international scene. Why do you think some people may be struggling today to get international?
I always go back to the history because I feel like there's in the present things have been made easier. So for instance, in the past, if you want to boil water, you put it in a pot, put it on the stove, light it and whatever. Now there's just a water heater that does the same thing, but it's all heating the water, right? And you didn't need, the proof of the past is you didn't need the social media of today to become who you were. You know, the current wave we have now with Afrobeats worldwide. In the 60s and the 70s, that's what High Life was doing. So this is not new. This movement already happened. These doors were open.
Genre.
It's a different genre, and it's just different mediums. Now we have the social media and all the other, you know, more high-tech ways of doing A&R and all of that. But the phenomenon of our music going beyond borders is not because it's in this time. We already did it, you know, and it will just keep happening. So I'll say that the difficulty is probably not. Maybe we should do the work of knowing our history of this. Also do the work of understanding the global forces that are in play. In the time when High Life was big, this was when Ghana was the first African country becoming independent. We had this jazz player, I forget his name. How could I forget his name? Lewis, is it Lewis? Armstrong, yes. Came to Ghana during independence. There was a big, you know, wave as all of them coming here during that time. Like, so this was not just the work of artists. This is the work of, this is Ghana, this is Africa, this is independence, this is what it means, and therefore because this is what it means, the spotlight was there and the artists took advantage of that and we went all over the world. And that's the same thing that's mirroring now, which is very, very a big thing, a big momentous thing for us. With the Year of Return launch, we are now saying that all diasporans, all Africans, this is a very momentous thing in Pan-Africanism, you know. Come back home, let's share, let's whatever. So as an artist, I'm also going to be in tune with not just my music, but in tune with the global forces, the global conversation, the Pan-Africanist conversation happening at the time, and see how to, you know, position myself.
I like that because I was thinking education is also a huge aspect of things, and I feel that people generally would like to just play with what they have, you know. But if you do want to cross borders, you have to understand what the Italians do if you're trying to go to Italy. You have to understand what people are doing across the world to be able to also align yourself with it and get to know people as well. Now, the big question, is language a barrier? There are arguments because he sings in Tree, or most of his songs are in Tree, or because most of his songs, you know, Ghanaian pidgin is different from Nigerian pidgin, and that's the reason. Is language a barrier? Should it be a barrier?
This topic is quite dicey because in one breath I can say, oh, it could be a barrier because people embrace what they know. Okay, so it's a man. I want to paraphrase this saying that a man accepts you more when you speak his language. I'm paraphrasing. I don't think that's how it goes, but people accept you more when they see similarities within them in you. So if I'm recording my song and I speak a bit of English arranged with my pidgin or my chi, my ga or ewe, I mean, it sounds familiar, so then people would gravitate towards it, or the West would gravitate towards it, or people who are not my nationality will gravitate towards it. But then we've had global phenomenons like Angelique Joe, whose music is mostly in funk.
Yeah.
Which is a Beninois, yes, exactly. And people like Wiala, who has sold out concerts all over the world, King Aisoba, all these people have songs or are mainly producing songs in their native tongue, and they are selling all over the world. So I think it depends on the artist and how you package yourself, and sometimes even the sound.
So language should not even necessarily be considered a barrier in any conversation
I believe
at all.
as an artist, you should not hinder yourself, or you should not place a barrier on your sound because you think, oh, because I speak Chi or I rap in Chi, this is where it ends for
you can't
me.
go
Just
beyond
aim higher. If you don't make it, what do you have to lose?
And I like that. We'll hold on to that as well, because it's important. You can't really you can't change every aspect of yourself just to communicate your piece of art.
Exactly.
Akosia, how would you say a record label plays in going global?
How does a record label help an artist in going global? I guess it's that's the structure side of things. You know, that's the structure that is going out to see how to distribute your music across all the markets, seeing how to do all of the all those admin, all of that.
Do you think it's important that an artist be on a label to be able to go through?
I'm really of the I'm in a very deep Alte scenes of Ghana. You know, so I'm of the opposite, where you don't necessarily need a record label. That's what I think. But then when I say that, that is not the universal truth for all.
True.
People need to go to what works for them in that light. So record labels, if it works for you, cool. If it doesn't work for you, music is a universal language. Fact. It's part of, despite whether you have a label or not, whether you speak English or not, or French or not, or Spanish or not, you know, because it's a universal language, you can be able to cross the borders, you know. So that's generally.
So you don't have to be on it.
From what I've realized when it comes to artists and the record labels and artists that are doing it independent, is that artists that have record labels have the machinery already there to give them a bigger leap or push them farther than those who are doing it independently, because of course when it comes to monetary or financial issues, the record label seems to have more than the independent. Yes. So then I think whatever works for you. Some people do not do well under authority, so please be independent.
Makes sense also.
Because sometimes I feel like people, I don't know if you know Chloe and Hailey Bailey. You know, I read an article today where someone was talking about how their sound was supposed to be in this way, but because they are trying to make it in this way, so if you're going with a record label and there's a big record label and all of that, that's the audience. But then it still feels like a failure, because everyone knows them for this sound, or we want them for this sound. So
but you're allowed to. You're an artist. You're growing. You're changing. You're evolving.
So it depends on your audience, whether a record label or not. But it's like how the best medium that makes you connect to the audience that your music would grow in. You know, you don't want to give your music to people who won't, you know. You want to. It's
just like watering fertile land so that you get fruits at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Now, not top 5, randomly. 5 Ghanaian artists that are international brands, recognized as international brands. Let's split it. One.
Oh, I work in radio. I can't do that.
You can't do that? International brands. Just 5. And we're not saying they're the top, just 5.
5
off the top of your head.
That are international?
Are international, yeah.
Ria, this one, I'll toss it to you.
Okay, Ria, go right ahead. Ria, give us all the 5.
All the 5. No, Akosia has to. My name is not Akosia.
5 artists that we recognize are international brands. And this is not to say anyone is better than anyone. This is number 1, number 2, number 3.
Okay, so I'll just my person. He caught.
Oh, you go right ahead, Ria.
You see, this is how you
Wink, wink. Wink, wink.
Okay, so for me,
Yeah.
I'll just list my personal favorites.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll do Wiala.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would Amare.
Okay. No doubts.
Yes. And girl power there because Amare and all those girls. I think I like to push the ladies sometimes. So
No, it's good.
yeah. So Amare. Who did I mention again?
Wiala, Amare.
Kiddy.
India.
I mean,
yeah, went that far.
Whatever demographic accepts you, you are still international, please. Hey,
Sarkodie.
Black Sheriff.
Black Sheriff. That's good to know. It's international brands. And I think it's quite obvious as well, looking at the fact they have the receipts to show for it. So with regards to others that we have recognized, that we know and we celebrate in other parts of the world, you know, reposting the interviews that they're taking as well, and the kind of work that they're being put on. Also, I saw some work that Amare did with one of the top brands.
Babyface.
She was on,
Babyface, the R&B.
Yes, legend.
Yes, the R&B album, his new R&B album, and then people don't know that she was in the Amare was in the the album, the songs for Black Panther.
Yeah, she was on there as well. Yeah, she flew to Nigeria to get that done.
People don't know. People don't know.
Okay, so we are sounding it.
Yes,
we are sounding it now. Amare was there also. Amare is there because it's still living work. All right, now. This is our last bit before we go on break. How the VGMAs plays a part in brand growth for, you know, across the world. I can say for a fact that, you know, we stream live. You know, we go live on TV3. And TV3 is on DSTV channel 279. We stream live on Facebook. We stream live on, that's on TV3's Facebook, on Ghana Music Awards Facebook, as well as Chatterhouse's Facebook. And so it's literally spread across. Now, can we speak just a little bit about, you know, VGMA's inclusion in this bid, getting the artists onto the international scene, putting their brands out there? Akusuya.
Okay, sure. I think the VGMA is a very, very important part of that conversation. Where you are praised, you know, the only way people know you outside is where you're from, how you lauded where you're from, how you praise, how you recognize where you're from. It's like if I want to know something about Ghana, if I'm going to Google, I should be able to see, you know, or just even when I come to the country, to hear what is Ghana, you know. So if someone comes to Ghana and you're an artist here and they want to know, this is from here, it's from your home people. How your home people talk about
it's like a stamp.
It's
Boom.
a stamp. So that's what the VGMA does. You know, it's that stamp. When people are going to be looking for artists to work with in Ghana, they'll look at what's the biggest award schemes. Is the VGMA. What awards, what nominations, how do people talk about you? Is the VGMA. So VGMA it's a very important part of the branding of our Ghanaian artists for those who are nominated and even those who are not nominated, you know. And most importantly, I think for us as Ghanaians, you know, just to have this space for us, all stakeholders, to celebrate ourselves in this music in this way. The only reason why people are always comparing Ghana and Nigeria, right? How come Nigeria goes this far? See the way Nigerians love their stuff.
They own it.
Like, that's what VGMA is for us. VGMA is a chance for Ghanaians to, let's love us. Who was nominated, who was not nominated. Let's watch them perform on stage and let's talk about it. Whether they were nominated, all that talk, all of that is the loving of ourselves, you know. We don't care what's happening with Trump. We don't care. VGMA is coming up. We don't care. Ghanaians are talking about their own.
VGMA.
You know,
it's supreme.
So everybody is looking at us. So when people come and visit us, they just want to know what is the Ghanaian mainstream. VGMA. This is what, you know, so it's how we talk about ourselves.
And it's not just, award show, let's go shut out, let's go watch, let's go clap for people. It's not just that, but it's deeper to get our artists out there. Finally, we have literally 60 seconds.
I will agree because I feel like I will agree because VGMA is evidence or documented evidence about the artist's achievements. Okay, so if someone internationally wants to work with you, just as Akusia said, there's evidence that he or she was nominated on this category, won this category, won the other category. So okay, so I'm working with someone that is celebrated in their own country. I'm working with a big shot from another country. So let's do this.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm excited. And tonight happens to be the Experience concert in whole live. We will be streaming. You say your box? Thank you. It's how we go. I'm also gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. You remember that? I am definitely gonna be there in Ho. So join us as we take that trip. It's a free show, just so you know. So all of you in Ho watching right now, this is how we're doing this. 2 nights, you can't miss it at all. And we'll be showing this on TV3 also. My name is Crystal Kwame. I have been chatting with Ria, and Akosia Hansen will be back after the break with a surprise.
Let me see your hands in the air. Woo! Are you here? Let me feel you. Come on. And I sing Kenya me. One more time. And I sing Kenya me. And Tonton Kenya me. One time, you know, don't worry about
This is the road to VGMA 24, and we are at that point on the show where we bring you a conversation with one of our stars, and he happens to have picked up a prize, in fact, an award last year, Best Rap Performance, and he's here again, man with the vim, man with the energy, man who demands his pound of flesh. His name is Lyrical Joe.
Reading news, reading through encyclopedia. We are no lesser gods, so we never get drunk from the libation poured by the traditional man in the traditional media. Me try hyper fired. Aside Jovi, it's only few rapping in Cameroon. Aside Calligraph, it's anybody rapping in Kenya. Aside
take your accolades. Take your accolades. Yeah, that was it. With the a boy from Gambaga to Accra.
With the headline.
You call it what, headline?
Yeah, that's my headline.
Hey, you're making headlines.
I decided to make myself my headline.
Oh, look, so that's what it is?
Exactly, yeah. Nobody's going to make you the headline. You make it yourself.
Wow, and the outfits as well. We're matching today, you know. Black and white. And then the chains.
Yeah, the chains. I have my name on here, LJ, Lyrical Joe.
Oh. I see. What influences your fashion sense? It looks like you are really there in fashion as well.
You see the thing?
No, we see it.
But then I really know my body type and how I want to feel when I dress. So it's just always how I feel when I put it on, and if it's right, it's right.
High five. I always dress how I feel as well. I don't care what anyone has to say. If I feel it, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
I like that. But it's good to have you on VGMA 24.
Again.
It feels like in the past year, at least, that's when my eyes were on you and my ears were on you. You have really dominated. You know, you have kept your name in the mouths of people, and you've kept your lines, your bars also, you know, in the space. You recently dropped an album as well. Tell me about, you know, your journey so far. You know, let's go before the award and then after
the award. I mean, you know, it's all everything. I think everything is always in the process. Before then, I've always been dropping as usual, trying to, you know, put my name out there, and it's different things that will come. at every level of your career, something would elevate you bit by bit. So, I mean, I've been doing my thing before the awards, and to even grab a nomination in the first place is an eyebrows raiser, you see the thing. So, the nominations came in, boom, like that, and then it was a plus to it. And then, you know, to pick the prize on the main night too was a whole different thing. And then after that, I felt like, okay, two things. I'm not taking this to go and sleep. And the second place too is an opportunity that has been given to you. I mean, you worked for it, you got it, but another opportunity for you to show why you deserve it and why you deserve more. So I wouldn't take that and then go to bed or just go and sleep. I need to make sure that even if by the next year, I'm not in any other category. As for that same one day,
you have to be there, yeah, and you are there this year apparently.
Yeah.
That seems to be your only nomination
for this.
For this year.
Yeah, because I was just strictly working on my album as well for that. Yeah.
I see. You take. Carry on.
Is your album out?
Yeah, my album is out. Photo album is out and doing very well. 1 million streams on AudioMac already.
Wow, that's
and
impressive.
Counting as well.
I can tell you that he's got that depth as well. So, you know, he's got, when you are listening, he puts heart into the lyrics.
Yes.
Exactly.
So you can tell he's telling a story as, you know, you're going through the photo album as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, it's a strange thing for me as a Ghanaian, if I may say, because Ghanaians usually wouldn't highlight their own experiences, highlight their own, whatever is true to them. They'll try to, you know, run away from it a little bit just because there's this whole modesty thing, or enemies are bad. So I'm not going to put my experience there, so people don't know me like that, but like you went all out and plastered it in your album through and through. Why do you choose to be personal with it?
To be personal with it because, I mean, it's another thing to overcome. You can only talk about it when you overcome it in the first place. Anytime you go through something, is it heartbreak, is it, you know, personal life experience, you can only finally say, okay, I really want to talk about this when you know that you've already overcome it. So first, being honest with myself and overcoming it is the main thing. Then after that, I know that whatever it is that I used to be or I was, there's somebody there right now. What maybe I haven't eaten since morning and in the evening before I ate due to circumstances. I was able to stand that and then conquer that and go through that. But somebody would not. Somebody can even kill, like they will even kill themselves over such things. So what if I talk about it and let the person know that, listen, it's not new. You're not the only person that has stolen something before. Somebody did it. Maybe I did it and I'm here. It's not new. You're not the only person that has gone hungry from morning to, you know, evening before. I did it and I'm here. It's not new. You're not the only person that was a school dropout and all that. Maybe I've gone through the same thing and I'm here. So just don't kill yourself yet. Hold on tight and then do it. So that's the main thing for me.
I wanted to ask how you develop and how you hone your crafts, because even with your name as Lyrical Joe, you're not just rapping. You want to do the work of building the crafts of rapping in the rhyming, in the storytelling, in the how you place things, or in the style and the delivery. So what work do you put into that, and what would you say has been your signature style with rap? That if maybe 50 years later down the line, like the way people can say Tupac was a storyteller, what would they say Lyrical Joe was?
Yeah. They would say Lyrical Joe. They would say Lyrical Joe was a lyricist through everything, through storytelling, through having fun and all that. The reason why I named myself Lyrical Joe was because before naming myself, I didn't just, maybe a friend didn't just throw the nickname on me, or I didn't just pick up random names and because they sound nice, that's why I put it. Well, Joe is my name because I'm Joseph, and I had to look for what people really liked when it comes to my music. What was the comment? Like if you go through, what would be the first 100 comments you see? Oh, we really love this guy's lyrics, like as to what he's saying, either he's singing or rapping, the way he's putting these words, the way he's structuring this. So I realized that, okay, this is my path, even in the first place, to know that this is what people love about me. So people are not going to come to my album or my song and decide to come and listen with a simple ear. It's that kind of music that by the time you take your mind off, something important will just fly off. So you really need to pay attention to it, and that has been my hallmark when it comes to rap and my whole music body.
On the back of that, you know, you are of course, a lyricist, and whenever I'm listening to you, I'm hearing metaphors, I'm hearing puns, even through your storytelling and all that. What does it take to develop that style? Because I know it's not easy. I mean, I studied literature in high school, and even for me, it wasn't easy like that. So I want to know what goes into it.
I feel like it takes being true to what you chose. It's like a relationship. People will say no relationship is perfect. I mean, everyone has little problems in their relationships, but you choose that this is the person I'm going to stay with. So that's the kind of relationship I have with that kind of writing process. Because reason why I say is dedication and sacrifice is that the normal line that some other artists will say or some other rappers will say, they drop in my mind every day, every single time. But now it's up to me to say that, nah, this is not me. I'm not going to say this. Though sometimes it's very tempting. It sounds nice. You know that you can just put it there and then go. But I'm like, no, this is not me, because when I drop the music, people are going to pick it. People are going to break it down. It's on YouTube. The fans are going to digest it, go into it. So I would feel empty and feel like I let my people down if it's lightweight.
Why is originality in every sense of the word so important to you? We are looking at a world where we find, I mean, you can pick 20 songs and at least one of them would give you a very familiar line.
Yes.
Whether it's a phrase that's 3 words, 4 words, 5 words, or a melody, just a little bit, and it's very, very familiar, and so the song actually hits you. But you're choosing to set a new, track record for yourself.
Yeah, because
why?
Because everything that we are seeing right now that we are calling a trend, they had to be a setter. So probably I'm the trendsetter for originality. So that's why I choose to go that way.
Right.
But speaking of originality, you should know that your style is also appeals to a niche audience.
Yeah.
It is not so commercial. So I don't know whether you are taking steps to commercialize your sound or you just want to stay where you are, which is also working for you, and it's not a bad thing.
Well, it is, and so the thing is that there's no commercial music.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you could argue.
Yeah, I mean, we could argue that.
Yes.
And the whole thing is that maybe I'm a young dude, or you pick a young dude coming up, and you tell them that maybe the person is a rapper, and you tell them that, listen, right now the wave is Afrobeat. We can bet that right now the wave is Afrobeat. So do Afrobeat, and you will blow. But that is a lie. It's a lie that people tell the young dudes, and some of them get lost in genres. Because when you do the Afrobeat, you're not just going to blow. There's lots of underground Afrobeat artists. Same way we have lots of underground rappers as well.
Yeah.
So that's the two things. So some of them felt like, if maybe I could just stop rapping and do this song like Kwame Eugene did it, I will blow. But then they will do it and then it will not blow. And then now it's like, no. So the thing is that I know I should depict and know that this is what Kwame Eugene is going to blow through, but that's not what Lyrical Joe is going to blow through. It's different. So I should also be able to commercialize my style. If I'm going on an Afrobeat, I should be able to rap on it and then know how to go with it, and that's all. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Analysis.
Yeah, and I've always kind of sided with that as well to some extent, because if you go to other sides, other parts of the world, and different markets as well, what we're saying is not commercial actually is commercial also. I do want to get into your spirituality a little bit then. I'll have you take the floor.
If there's spirituality there, make we go there.
Yeah, we'll go there then. Because you seem to, have some sort of belief beyond the regular. Tell me about, your belief systems.
Yeah, I do have belief beyond the regular, actually, because it takes that for someone like me to be sitting here. Because, I mean, not to put it out there, from where I'm coming from, I mean, I started music at a very young age, but then I ended up losing my parents at a very young age as well. I dropped out at JHS2, and then what I do is I rap in English, and I've come this far with it. It doesn't take the normal belief or somebody that doesn't believe in just anything to actually make it to this level, or who will go beyond, which I would definitely do. I personally feel like if you're in the world, you definitely need to believe in something. Everything didn't just appear like that. And it's up to you to choose what you believe in, and that's it.
So what do you believe in?
Me, I believe in God.
Ah, okay, all right. That's good to know. But would you say he inspires your music? What inspires your music through and through? Every single song that you put together, what's the first thing that pushes you? What inspires you?
Well, I would say music is emotions, like how I'm feeling at that moment. I mean, if you're feeling loved, you definitely do something like that. And it depends now. You know you want to do a love song, but that's when it depicts if you're a lyricist or not, because if you want to do a love song, you can just jump into it and sing the normal "baby, I love you," and you go around
and
it.
your
But
body
then, and your body, and you the wine for me. That
I mean, it's so typical.
that is there. And then how you go and put those words to make it, special. It's like two people going to propose to one lady. Exactly. Everyone has their presentation to do.
Yeah.
How special can you be with yours? That's that's where I get technical at. Yeah.
Okay. Akoso, you had a question?
Because of what she said about the commercialness and the nicheness, right? I get the sense that you don't necessarily care about success in the way people describe it as for commercial music. Yeah. So I want to know from you, what would Lyrical Joe define success as in his music?
Okay, so here's the thing. Lyrical Joe, I've done, like when you dive into my catalog, I've done Afro, I've jumped on hip life, high life beats. I've jumped on Amapiano. I've done all that. And sometimes, it's good for the airwaves. They play it and everything. But soon as Lyrical Joe drops rap music, it picks to a different level. So then I know, I understand from there, I understand and know that, okay, I can also do this thing that these people are doing, but that's not my true success and everything. So some of our artists, they get lost in journey. Yeah. And it's because of the people. You can't blame them, because everyone do this to get something out of. That's facts. But here's the point where maybe they were going to tell me that, be singing, and I was going to sing and blow. Let's say, no, for example, I'm just giving an example. I'll sing and blow, because when I can get into the studio, they can put auto-tune on my voice, and I can sing. We'll do it nice and blow. I'll blow, and then the next minute, they're going to call me to Tim Westwood, or they're going to call me to BBC Extra. When I get there, they are going to drop a beat.
You have to carry your auto-tune with you. Don't take it with you, because it's part of your craft.
But it's been but this is a freestyle session, and it's been happening to our rappers. Or they're going to say that maybe say these kind of things for the people. But you see the same people, when you go to that stage and you go and say these same things that you say to appeal to them, when you go and say it there, those same people are going to mock you.
I see.
Bash you very much.
So since we're speaking in that light, what are some of the challenges then you face as a rap artist, being true to yourself?
When I started, like freshly, and almost everyone that would hear me first would be like, okay, you are not going to rap in Pidgin, or you are not going to do Chi. That's like, because maybe they hear you and you are rapping English, and you know some people will be like, hey, Eddie and Sonny, that one is there.
But that's interesting.
And some DJs could even go as far as saying, I'm not going to play this song, I'm going to play this song. It has happened.
What are their preferences? They prefer the tree and the pigeon over the English, or they prefer the English over the tree?
Because when you're doing the pigeon, at that time when you're doing the pigeon and the tree, is much more appealing to Ghanaians.
Who said? That's my question, because
that was actually
I feel like it's people like Walab the Kubolo who've actually made that
popularized
popular.
That, yeah.
But usually we used to go for the English.
Yeah, that's how we started in the first place.
That's how we started.
That's how we started.
Yeah, and that's how we started. Yeah, and it was like that for some time. It's either you're doing, because at the point of the Skillions and everything, the pigeon rap was popping.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Sack came up.
Yeah.
The tree rap was popping, and it was just all over. So, and sometimes it's very hard for you to compete in that space with straight English, because the things that they can say to get to the people.
That's true anyway.
You can tell somebody that,
decoding.
Look at how you're looking. It's normal. What the tree rapper will tell you that shouldn't be.
And everybody's going
to be like, it's different. So, for you to be able to compete in that space doing straight English, you really need to pull weight. You really need to like do to your last.
And that's why you're working as hard as you're working right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm comfortable, because I'm the kind of person that I love, like when I'm pushed against the wall, sometimes I come out with the best I can do, with the best.
This is works well under pressure.
I would definitely pull my weight.
Don't do
that.
No, he will do a little freestyle at the end of it all.
So I've been able to maneuver my space, and I felt like we have different people. I don't have problem with people that rap in Ghana. I don't have problem with people that rap in Chi, Ewe, or whatever it is. We all have a way we'll sell Ghana. Exactly. Me, to my honest, I feel like if I'm going to go tell the people that we have Banku in Ghana, and it's the best food, I'm going to communicate that in English, and they will come and then they'll come and meet my
That's
food.
simple.
That's
Thank you
just it.
for that, Lyrical Joe. I know we can have a long conversation because I'm really enjoying this, and I'm sure we'll do that off air. But Lyrical Joe, real quick, what are you working on this year? It's a brand new year.
Yeah, it's a brand new year.
So what are you bringing up?
mean,
Of course, you launched an album.
Yeah, I just dropped my
Yes,
album,
photo album.
Yeah, 15 solid songs. I have videos that came out already. I have one coming on very soon too as well that is going to be out. Great project, already doing well with the numbers and everything. So go out there, look for Lyrical Joe at your preferred streaming, platform. Audio Mac, Apple Music, anywhere, Lyrical Joe photo album, and you'll have it there.
That's it.
Yeah.
You are not saying that it has FI, it has EL, it has medical,
I mean, it
has
FI,
all those
it has
people on
it
there.
has, I mean, that's the surprise. It's wrapped up
Oh,
in something.
surprise.
So when you go there,
What you have done now?
when you go there, you go and meet all these things, and then I mean, the videos are out as well and everything. And my every birthday I need to give it to them. So as long as we are heading to another 5th August, it's coming down.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. I know, right? How do we follow you on social media?
I mean, my socials on Instagram at _Lyrical Joe, Twitter at _Lyrical Joe, Facebook is just Lyrical Joe, LYRICALJOE.
Lyrical Joe. All right, since you are can you bust the Give us a few words. Yeah,
You
yeah.
should bust
I say, true egos, doing justice to freedom. If they ask for my language, tell the people I speak wisdom. And if they ever write the Bible again, then I'll be on. A wise man with the songs, the return of King Solomon.
Hey.
You know what? The limelight really sour, but I really want to fly. That's my passion every hour. Our faith in fake numbers, that's the celebrity cover. We've been blind, so we are buying views so we can see the future.
Lyrical Joe. You earned that name. You earned that name.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. You see a whole lot more right here on the show. Road to VGMA 24 is the 24th edition of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, happening really, really soon. You can't miss it. 6th May. And then also, we're bringing you a lot more on the show every Saturday, so you can't miss this at all. I've been excited having conversations with you. I'm going to say it one more time. Ria, Lyrical Joe, and Akosia Hansen, thank you for being a part of this. We'll catch you again next week. I'm Crystal Kwame Ayi, your ultimate turn-up MC. Stay awesome and stay on this TV3. Don't go anywhere.